Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to our Bhagavad Gita class. The objective of this class is to enable reading of the shlok, to understand the basic meaning of the shlok, and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. We are on chapter 11, the universal form. This chapter has got 7 sections. We have already covered 6 sections, which is Arjun's request to Krishna to show his universal form. Lord Krishna describes his universal form. Sanjay describes Arjun's vision of universal form. Arjun's experience of seeing the universal form. In the last class, we covered Krishna's reply and Arjun's prayers. Today, we'll be doing pure bhakti is the prerequisite to see any form of Krishna. And then we will also go to chapter 11, glories from Pad Puran. So summary of what we have done till now of the class of the 11th chapter. So it started in chapter 10 when Arjun requested Krishna to show his forms, divine opulences. And Krishna started talking about, he says, it is not possible for me to show all my vibhutis, but I can show some of my opulences. And then he started explaining that among the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Among the luminaries, I am Sun. Among the stars, I am Moon. Among the Vedas, I am Samved. Among the Devatas, I am Indra. Among the senses, I am mind. Among the living being, I am consciousness. Among the Rudras, I am Shankar. Among the Vasus, I am Agni. Among the mountains, I am Meru. Among water bodies, I am ocean. Among the vibrations, I am Om. Among the Yagya, I am the Jap Yagya. Among the immovable things, I am Himalayas. Among the trees, I am the banyan trees. Among the serpents, I am Vasuki. And among the many hooded snakes, I am Anantnag. Among the rivers, I am Ganga. Among the fishes, I am Shark. I am the creators of Brahma. Among the Pandavas, I am Arjun. And I am fame, fortune, memory, fine speech, patience, intelligence, determination in women. And then he says in the end of 10th chapter, saying that Arjun, why do you want to know about all these opulences? They are, just by a spark, my one spark, this entire universe gets formed. So the chapter 11 starts by Arjun saying, Krishna, I have complete faith in you that you are the supreme, but I want to see your universal form. Till now, till chapter 10th, there had been a dialogue between Arjun and Krishna. There was always a dialogue. Now, Arjun requests Krishna that if you think that my eyes are capable of beholding your universal form, then please show me your universal form, which I can see. So this is what Arjun requests to Krishna. Then Krishna says to Arjun that with your eyes, current eyes, you cannot see my this form. So what I'll do, I'll give you the divine vision by which you can see my universal form. And as soon as that was done, Arjun could see unlimited faces, arms, wonderful visions. He could see many multiple weapons being held by multiple people. Then they were wearing celestial garlands. Their garments were wonderful and was full of ornaments. And this form was wondrous, brilliant, infinite, all expanding in all direction. And the effulgence that was coming from the universal form was as if thousands of sun has together risen. It was so much of light and effulgence was there. And he could see everything of the universe in one place in Krishna. This is what happened in the when Arjun saw the universal form. And then Arjun started describing to Krishna about the Vishwarupa. He said, oh Lord, I can see in your bodies all the Devatas, all the living entities. I can see Brahma sitting on the lotus. I can see Shiva, and I can see all the sages and the divine serpents. And then Arjun confirmed that he could see unlimited, thousands of arms, thousands of bellies, thousands of mouths and eyes, and it was expanded beyond limit with no end. He could, with no end, no beginning, no middle. And he could see that there was so much light, as if again it was a blazing fire. And he said, I'm convinced of your supremacy. And then Arjun also described about the Kal Roop that he saw inside the Vishwaroop, which is the form of time. He says, oh Krishna, I can see there's no origin, middle or end. And I can see, I'm seeing a blazing fire coming out from your mouth, and which is actually eating away the entire universe. And in that, I can see that, I'm astonished to see all the sons of Dhritarashtra, all the kings which is allied with the Kauravas, Drone, Karna, everyone is entering into your mouth just like a river flow towards the ocean. And I'm seeing that you are devouring all of them from all the sides. And this form that I'm seeing is making me fearful. And imagine Arjun, who was a example of of braveness. He was fearful seeing this universal form. And he says, with all respects, I want to know, who are you? I want to know, who are you and what is your mission? So that is what we finished in the last but one class. And then Krishna replies. Krishna said, today we'll start with 47. 47. Huh? So now here this is from, yeah. So today, then Krishna replies. Yeah. So Krishna replies, I am time. I am time. And I am going to destroy everything in the world. And I have come here to destroy all, Arjun, except for you Pandavas and few others. O Arjun, O Sabyasachi, just be an instrument in my hand and enjoy the glory of being called you who has destroyed the entire Kurus. And I have already killed Drona, Bhishma, and others. And so Arjun was very scared, because when the Bhagavad Gita started, he refused to fight because he was compassionate. He could see Drona, Bhishma, everyone standing there, and the form now that Krishna showed to Arjun, the Kala Roop, which is what is going to happen later in the war. In that form, he could see that Krishna has already destroyed Drona, Bhishma, and all other Kurus. So Krishna is telling to Arjun, it is not that you are going to destroy. I have already destroyed them. Just be an instrument and enjoy the glory of being said that you have destroyed all of them. So that is what the Roop he showed to Arjun. And then Arjun started praying. He first glorified Krishna's form, and then he offered namaskars to Krishna, and then he started apologizing to Krishna, saying, "Oh Krishna, I never knew that you are the this about this universal form. I never knew. I'm so sorry. I thought I always treated you like a friend." As you know, I treated you, I call you sometimes by Sakha, Yadav. I shared bed with you, I shared food with you, and I am. And he started, apologizing for that. And he said, with all folded hands, he's saying, please forgive me for all the mistakes that I have done. And I have one request to you. I am very gladdened to see this form of you, but I am frightened to see this universal form. Because in this form, Arjun could see the Dashtra Karal, he could see the horrible teeth, which was actually smashing the head of various enemies inside his mouth. And all those roop made Arjun very fearful. It made Arjun very fearful. And he said, Oh Krishna, I request you to come back. First remove I don't want to see this universal form. Come back. I want to see your four-handed forms. Yeah, and this is what is the request Arjun placed to Krishna. This is where we finished in the last class, which was shlok number 46. Today we'll start with shlok number 47. Now this is the last section of chapter 11, and here Krishna is going to say that pure bhakti is prerequisite to see any form of Krishna. If you want to see Krishna, if you want to know about Krishna, see Krishna, then pure bhakti is a prerequisite. So let us start with shlok number 47. Maya prasena tavarjunedam रूपम परम दर्शितम आत्मयोगात् तेजोमयम विश्वम अनंतमादयम् यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वम् मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदम् रूपम परम दर्शितम आत्मयोगात् तेजोमयम विश्वमनन्तमादयम् यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वम् Please repeat.
मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदम्
रूपं परं दर्शितम् आत्मयोगात् तेजोमयं विश्वमनन्तमादयम् यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वम्. Now Krishna says, Maya prasannena tav arjunedam. Tav is you, Arjun, for your happiness, for your prasanta, for your happiness. What I have done? I have shown Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogitam. I have shown you my Param, my transit, my Param Roop, which is by Atma Yogat. Atma is internal, by my internal potency. I have shown you my this form. Which form? Vishwam Ananta Yoga. My Vishwa form, my universal form, I have shown you by my happiness to happily I have shown you this form to you. Tejo Mayam and Yanme Twadanyena Nadishpura. And this form has not been seen. Twadenya Anyena Nadishpuram. Purvam is before. Dishtam is seen. Before you, no one has seen this form earlier. Right? So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjun, happily have I shown you by my internal potency, this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you have ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. Right? Now, Krishna here is telling Arjun that this form, this universal form, has not been seen by anyone else. But if you remember, there was another roop that Krishna had shown to Arjun, to the Dhritarashtra, Duryodhan and all others, when Krishna had gone as a peace messenger. Remember? So what had happened at that point of time? Before the Kurukshetra war started, Krishna went as a peace messenger to the court of Dhritarashtra. Yeah, and when they came to know, when Duryodhan, Dhritarashtra, Karna, they came to know that Krishna is coming as a peace messenger, so that to tell them that let's not have this fight and let us give them the 5 villages that Pandavas are asking, so that there's no fight. Now, all of them were very excited that Krishna is coming. And Dhritarashtra told them that we have to somehow get Krishna, or convince Krishna, and if it happens, then then it is for sure that Pandavas are going to lose. And Duryodhan was so puffed up. He says, I don't care. Krishna, either he, if he can't stop, then we will capture him. And he has armies ready, his servants were ready to capture Krishna in case he doesn't agree to the terms and conditions of Duryodhan. So at that point of time, when the discussion happened and the Duryodhan, the none of them agreed for the proposal that Krishna had brought, what happened? Krishna finally got up and started walking out. And when he started walking out, what happened? Duryodhan gave a signal and all his servants came to actually capture Krishna. And Krishna then started showing his Vishwaroop. And that Vishwaroop, that universal form that we talk about, is different than this form, because in this form Krishna, this is the most complete universal form, where he has also shown to Arjun as a Kal Roop what is going to happen at the end of the Kurukshetra war, where Drona, everyone is going to get destroyed, right? Also, if you remember in the story, when Yashoda Ma Krishna opened his mouth as a kid and he has eaten the, so he had shown universal form, but they all were different. That's why Krishna is saying here that this form that I am showing to you is my complete form. This has not been shown ever before to anyone else, right? We go to the next slok. न वेद यज्ञादि अध्ययन just a minute, I'm not able to see the shlok. न वेद यज्ञ अध्यान न दानर न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः एवं रूप शक्य अहम निलोके दिष्टुम त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर न वेद यज्ञ अध्ययनैर न दानैर न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः एव रूपम शक्य अहम नृलोके दिष्टुम त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर Yeah, speak, repeat that.
न वेद यज्ञाद्य यनैर्न दानैः
न वेद यज्ञ अध्ययनेन न दानैः
न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः
न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः
एवं रूपः शक्य अहं न लोके
एवं रूपः शक्य अहं नृलोके
द्रष्टुं त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर
द्रष्टुम त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर. So here Krishna says, na Veda, those who have, you are experts in Vedas, those who have performed yajna, a lot of sacrifice, adhyanera, those who have done lot of reading of the other Purans and other things, na dane, those who have done lot of charity, na cha kriyabhine, those who have done kriyabhine, lot of pious activities, tapo bhi ugre is severe austerity, someone who is an evam rupya shakya, this roop, in this material, niloke means in this material world. In this material world, aham, in this room, in in this my roop, no one can see it. Dishtum twadanya karu pravira, no one can see my this roop in this material world. Whoever learned or whatever charity or whatever pious they would have been, they cannot see this form of mine. So we read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you have ever seen this universal form of mine.
has ever seen this universal form of mind.
For neither by studying the Vedas,
For neither by studying the Vedas,
nor by performing sacrifices,
nor by performing sacrifices,
nor by charity,
nor by charity,
nor by pious activities,
nor by pious activities,
nor by severe penances,
nor by severe penances,
can I be seen
can I be seen
in this form,
in this form,
in this material world.
in this
So by any of these methods, by becoming an expert in Vedas or giving lot of charity or sacrifices, no one can see my form. Next slok. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo
Mate vyatha macha vimurtabhavo
drishtva rupam ghoramiknamam idam
Drishva rupam puranidritnamedam
vyapetabi pritmana punastvam
Vyapetavi pritamana punasvam
tadeva me rupam idam prapashya
Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya
Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo
Mate vyatha macha vimurtabhavo
drishtva rupam ghoram idrignamam edam
Drishva rupam puranidritnamedam
vyapetabi pritmana punastvam
Vyapetavi pritamana punasvam
tadeva me rupam idam prapashya
Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya
Mate vyatama cha vimudha bhavo
Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo
Drishtva rupam ghoram idrimamedam
Drishtva rupam ghoram idagmamedam
Vyapethavi pritamana punastvam
Vyapetabi pritmana punastvam
तदेव मे रूपम् इदं प्रपश्य
Tadeva me rupam idam prapashya. Now Krishna says, Mate Vyatha. Vyatha is perturbed. You have been perturbed. He was very much scared and he said, I'm trembling, I can't see this form. Macha Vimudha Bhavu, and you had been bewildered. So don't be perturbed, or don't be now. You had been perturbed and you had been bewildered because of my this Dishtva Rupam Ghoram. Ghoram is the horrible, the terrible form, the Dishtva, that roop, the universal form that was shown. By seeing that form, you were actually perturbed and you were bewildered. We are paid the bhi. Bhi means is fear. Now be free from fear. Preet mana, mana is man. Now have your peace of mind. Punaswam, again do that. Tadeva me rupam idam prapashya. I am now going to show you the roop that he has asked for, right? So let us read the translation from Srila Prabhupada. You have been perturbed
You have been perturbed
and bewildered
and bewildered
by seeing this horrible feature of mine.
by seeing this horrible feature of mine.
Now let it be finished.
Now let it be finished.
My devotee,
My devotee,
be free again from all disturbances.
Be free again from all disturbances.
With a peaceful mind,
with a peaceful mind,
you can now see the form you desire.
You can now see the form you desire.
So as we talked about, that Arjun was worrying because he never wanted to kill Drona and Bhishma. Because of the compassion, he never wanted to fight. And when Krishna showed the form, that it is not that you are going to kill them. I have already killed them. Drona, everyone has been killed. So don't be now be peaceful. It is not that you are going to kill them. That is what is going to happen. I am the one who is going to destroy everyone. Be peaceful again, and then I will show you the form that you have requested. So he asked him for a Chaturbhuja form. So that's what he's talked about, right? Let's go to the next slok. Sanjay Uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha
Ityarjunam Vasudevasthathoktva
Ityarjunam Vasudevasthathoktva
Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa Bhuyah
Swakam Rupam
Darshayamasa Bhuyah
Ashvasyamasa Cha Bhitamenam
Ashvasamasa
Bhitamenam
Bhutva Punah Saumya Vapur Mahatma
Bhutva Punah Saumya Vapur Mahatma.
Sanjay Uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha
Ityarjunam Vasudevasthathoktva
Ityarjunam Vasudevasthathoktva
Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa Bhuyah
Swakam Darshayamasa Bhuyah
Ashvasayamasa Cha Bhitamena
Ashvasayamasa cha Bhitamena
Bhutva Punah Saumya Vapur Mahatma.
Bhutva Punah Saumya Vapur Mahatma.
So Sanjay is telling to Dhritarashtra. So after Ityat Arjunam Vasudevas Tathoktva. Uktva means said. Who said? Vasudevan said. What? After saying this to Arjun. After Krishna said all these things to Arjun, what did he do? Swakam Rupam Darshayamas Bhuya. Again he showed his four-handed form to Arjun as he had requested. Ashvasayamasa, giving him Ashwasan that okay, fine. Cha Bhitamena, and removed his all the fears that he had. And after that, what he did? Bhutva Punah, after showing his four-handed forms, Bhutva Punah, and again he did Saumya Vapur Mahatma. He took his Saumya form. What is the Saumya form? The two-handed Krishna form. So he showed his Chatur form, four-handed form, and then he converted it to the two-handed form of Krishna, right? So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra,
Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Krishna,
Krishna,
having spoken this to Arjun,
having spoken thus to Arjuna,
displayed his real four-armed form,
displayed his real four-armed form,
and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjun. Right? So now what he did? He first showed his Chaturdash form, all the four-handed form, and then he showed his two-handed form. Now, so that Arjun, who had become fearful, who was a great warrior, and who was even fear was scared of Arjun, he became fearful after seeing that terrible form, the universal form of Krishna, right? So in this slok we can understand that the two-handed form of Krishna when we see the 400 forms is actually expansion of Krishna, and also the universal form is the expansion of Krishna. This is what we can infer from this slok. And also, if you remember, when we had read that, heard that story about the Brahma Vimohan Leela, right? What had happened once when Krishna in Vrindavan, along with his friends, had gone to play. At that point of time, Brahma got mesmerized that how come this small boy, how can he be the supreme personality of Godhead? How can Krishna, such small boy, who is playing along with all other gopis and eating food with them, whom like it's so difficult even by yogis to get them or rishis to get them, how he can be playing around with this small kid? So this might, let me test it out whether he is really the supreme personality of Godhead. And what he did, he actually had hidden all the calves, and he also hid all the gopas, and to test Krishna that what he'll do. And he, when he had hidden, and Krishna, what he did, he understood that it is Brahma who has done it. He actually expanded himself to all other gopas who were with him, and he also expanded himself to all other calves, and he took them back to Vrindavan to their mothers. Calves went to the cows, and the gopas went back to their home. And after 1 year, what happened? The time difference. When Brahma looked down, he was surprised to see Krishna back with all the gopas and all the calves. So he went inside to check whether they were still there or what. And then he came back, he saw everyone sleeping here who were hidden. And then when he came down, he saw Krishna actually, at that point of time, he actually converted all the gopas, converted into the 400 forms of Narayan, and all the calves also converted to the 400 forms of Narayan. So in the Brahma Mohan Leela, right? So this is also that Krishna, that he is expanded himself. The 400 form is the expansion of the 200 forms of Krishna, right? We go to the next slok. Arjunuvacha
Arjunuvacha
Dishtavedam Manusham Rupam
Drishavedam Manusham Rupam
Tav Saumyam Janardana
Tapasomyam Janardana
Idanim Asim Samvrittah
Idanim Asmi Samvritaha
Sachetah Prakritim Gatah.
Sajeta Prakritim Gataha
Arjunuvacha
Arjunuvacha
Dishtavedam Manusham Rupam
Drishavedam Manusham Rupam
Tav Saumyam Janardana
Tapasomyam Janardana
Idanim Asi Samvrittah
Idanim Asmi Samvritaha
Sachetah Prakritim Gatah.
Sajeta Prakritim Gataha.
Mataji. Yeah. Arjunuvacha
Lishtedam Manusham Rupam
Dishtavedam Manusham Rupam
Saumyam Janardana
Tav Saumyam Janardana
Idani Sim Samvritaha
Idanim Asim Samvrittah
Sachetah Prakritim Gataha
Sacheta Prakritim Gatah. So Arjunuvacha, Arjun said, what did he say? Dishtave idam. Idam is this. Dishtave is to see. Manusham Rupam. Now Krishna has come into the 200 forms like any human beings. Tav Saumyam Janardana. Oh Janardana, seeing your Saumya is beautiful. Your beautiful 200 forms, Janardan, seeing that. Idanim Asi Samvrita. Now my mind is composed, and I have regained my Sacheta. I have regained my consciousness. Prakritim Gata. I have come back to my normal stage, original form. So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. When Arjun thus saw Krishna in his original form,
When Arjuna saw Krishna in his original form,
he said,
"O
O Janardan,
Janardana,
seeing this human-like form,
seeing his human-like form,
so very beautiful,
so very beautiful,
I am now composed in mind,
am now composed in mind,
and I am restored to my original nature."
and am restored to my original nature."
Yeah. So now we go to slok number 52. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Sududarsham idam rupam
Sudarshamidam Rupam
Dishtvanasi yanmama
Drishtvanasi Mama
देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य
देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य
नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः
नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
सुदुर्दर्शम् इदं रूपम्
सुदुर्दर्शमिदं रूपम्
दृष्टवान् असि न यन्मम देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य
देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य
नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः
नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
सुदुर्दर्शमिदं रूपम्
सुदुर्दर्शम् इदं रूपम्
दृष्टवानसि यन्मम
दृष्ट्वानसि यन्मम
देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य
देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य
नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः
नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः. So now Krishna says, Sri Bhagavan Vacha is the Krishna says, what does he say? Sudurdasham idam rupam. Idam is this, and Sudurdasham is very, very rare, very difficult to see. Rupam, this roop. Dishtvanasi Yanmama, what you have seen now, Dishtvanasi, this roop that you are seeing, Deva Apyasi Rupasya, even the demigods, even the Devata, they Nityam Darshan Kankshita. Kankshita is they keep on, they're longing to see this form of mine. So let's read the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
my dear Arjun,
Arjuna,
this form of mine
this form of mine
you are now seeing
you are now seeing
is very difficult to behold.
is very difficult to behold.
Even the demigods
Even the demigods
are ever seeking the opportunity
are ever seeking the opportunity
to see this form,
to see this form,
which is so dear.
which is so dear.
We go to the next slok. Naham vedaina tapasana,
Naham vedena tapasana,
na danena na chejjaya,
nadanena chejjaya,
shakya evam vido dishtum,
shakya evam vido drashtum,
dishtvanasi mam yatha,
drishtavanasi yatha.
naham vedaina tapasa,
Naham vedena tapasa,
na danena chejjaya,
nadanena chejjaya,
shakya evam vidho dishtum,
shakya evam vido drashtum,
dishtvanasi mam yatha.
drishtavanasi yatha.
Naham vedaina tapasa
Naham vedaina tapasa,
danena cha sejyaya
nadanena na chejjaya,
sakya evam vido drashtum
shakya evam vidho dishtum,
drashtavan asimam yata
dishtvanasi mam yatha. So here Krishna said, na aham, not me, vedai tapasa, neither by knowing the Vedas, neither by tapasa, neither by tap, na dane, neither by charity, na chejya means by worship, not even by doing worship, shakya means it's possible to see. Evam vidho, this evam vidho is the way I am being in front of you. Dishtu, what you are seeing me as in front of you, dishtvanasi mam yatha. Oh, the way you have seen me, it is not possible for anyone such by knowing Veda or Tap and to see this form. So let's read the translation. The form you are seeing
The form you see
with your transcendental eyes
with your transcendental eyes
cannot be understood
cannot be understood
simply by studying the Vedas,
simply by studying the Vedas,
nor by undergoing serious penances,
not by undergoing serious penances,
nor by charity,
not by charity,
nor by worship.
not by worship.
It is not by these means
it is
Not
not
by these means
that one can see me
that one can see me
as I am. Right? So now let's read the last but one shlok. Bhaktya tva ananya shakya
Bhaktya tvanyana shakya
ahamevam vidhorjuna
ahamevam vidorjuna
gyatum drishtum cha tatvena
jnatum drashtum cha tatvena
pravishtum cha parantapa
pravishtum cha parantapa
Bhaktya tva ananya shakya.
Bhaktya Ananya Shakya.
Ahamevam vidhorjuna.
Ahamevam vidorjuna.
Gyatum drishtum cha tatvena.
Yatum Drishtum Nachatattvena.
Praveshtum cha parantapa.
Praveshtum cha parantapa.
Bhaktya Tvananyaya Shakya.
Bhaktya tva ananya shakya.
Ahamevam Vidyo Arjuna.
Aham evam vidho arjuna.
Yatum Drishtum cha Tattvena.
Gyatum drishtum cha tatvena.
Vishtam cha Parantapa.
Praveshtum cha parantapa. So now here Krishna says, O Parantapa. O Parantapa is Arjun. O Arjun, only by Bhaktya. Bhaktya is bhakti. And what sort of bhakti? Tva Ananya. To Ananya Bhakti. Ananya means one pointed devotion, focused devotion. It's like only by pure devotional service, only by pure devotion, only by pure bhakti. Shakya is possible. What is possible? Aham. Aham is to me. Evam vidho Arjuna. To know me. Vidho is to with this is to know. To know me like this, O Arjun. How can you know me like this? You can read lot of you can try to gain lot of knowledge by reading lot of scriptures. You read Vedas, you read lot of things. No, only by bhakti. Bhaktya, and what sort of bhakti? Ananya bhakti. Ananya is by one pointed devotion, by pure bhakti, pure devotional service. That is the only way for you, for anyone to know me as I am. To know me as I am. Gyatum is to know, right? Gyatum. Dishtum is to see. Cha tatvena. Tatva means to know the intricacies, the tattva, the what do you call it? Tattva is more of a what do you call it? Tattva is mainly the internal, the mysteries, you can say, the original thing, what it is. Praveshtum is entry. Praveshtum is entry. Cha parantapa. So if someone wants to understand my tattva, understand my internal about the mysteries of me, then only that can be understood by pure devotional service. By bhakti, you can know me, right? So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Arjun,
My dear Arjuna,
only by undivided devotional service
only by undivided devotional
can
service
I be understood as I am.
can I be understood as I am,
Standing before you
standing before you,
and can thus be seen
and can thus be seen
directly.
directly.
Only in this way
Only in this way
can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
So what I would like to talk now about is what is the definition of pure bhakti. So how it has been defined, the pure bhakti is, there's a very famous slok by Rup Goswami. He says, which is also in Chaitanya Charanamrit, it says, Anya bhilashita shunyam. You can repeat after me. Anya bhilashita shunyam.
Anya vilashita shunyam.
Jnana karmadyanavritam.
Jnana
Anavritam.
Anavritam.
Anukulyasya krishnanu.
Anukulyasya krishnanu.
Sheelam bhaktir uttama.
Anushilam bhakti uttama.
So here it is described what is pure bhakti. Yeah, what is uttam bhakti? When you say uttam bhakti, it says that the first word is anya abhilasha shunyam. Abhilasha is desires. Abhilasha is desire. Anya means any desire, any material desire, any material contamination. When shunya is zero, shunya is zero. When there is no desire for any material things, you are focusedly, your desire is only for Krishna. You have no desire for anything which is material. Yeah, your desire, all your desires, all your abhilasha is only to get Krishna. Gyan karmadya anavritam. Gyan is, I want to read this knowledge, get this knowledge, read more Veda, forget about all those things, trying to read so much, get all those books and reading that, because your lifetime will spend, because finally in the second chapter Krishna has already told that the summary of Vedas is to know Krishna. Someone who has really understood Krishna, Vedas, will know at the end. The thing is that the summary is to understand Krishna. So it is if you're in that line that you're trying to gain knowledge, you will spend lifetime there.
Right.
So you're beyond that. You are not you're not running to get knowledge. Karmadhya, you're not running for fruitive actions to do karma to get fruitive results. You're out of that. Anavritam, it is beyond it. You're devoid of that. You are devoid of that. You are not for that. Anu Anukulena means you are remembering Krishna in a anukul way. It means towards Krishna, huh?
For your gain.
Yeah, for you gain. Anukul is to follow in a positive direction. For example, even Kansa used to remember Krishna always, but it was not for getting Krishna. It was for killing Krishna. Anukul is you are desiring for Krishna in a way, in a loving and longing way, not to harm him like Kansa or Shishupal and others. Yeah, okay. So Anukuleni, so your desire towards Krishna is positive, is towards the longing and loving towards Krishna. And Krishna Anushilanam, and is directed towards Krishna Anushilanam means Anushil is to follow, and to follow what? Krishna. So when all your desires are towards following Krishna, then that is called Uttama Bhakti. That is called pure Bhakti. That is called pure Bhakti. So when you reach, like example, gopis of Vrindavan, they had nothing but Krishna, right? So that is the highest Bhakti. Got it? No other desire. With that famous story I always talk about, when Naradji, wanted to, he was very proud that I am the best devotee of devotee, and he went to what do you call it, Dwarika to meet Krishna. Krishna says, okay, my head is paining. Why don't you give me your what do you call it, the dhool of your footsteps? He said, how can I do that? I can't do that. He said, okay, do one thing, go to Vrindavan and tell the gopis that my head is paining and only the dust of their feet can help me. He says he went there and asked the gopis that Krishna is in pain. Why don't you give me the dust of? He says that's the only, and they were all ready to give the dust of their foot. And Narad said, oh, aren't you scared? Because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He will, you will get into hell if by doing that. He says, okay, I am ready to have hell, but at least Krishna will not suffer. That is pure love. You are ready to sacrifice yourself to give benefit to other. That is pure love. That is pure bhakti. Where you are not seeing what am I going to get in this whole business. You are ready to die. You are ready to sacrifice. You are also ready to get into hell. But the other with whom you love is, and that person whom I am loving is Krishna. That is pure bhakti, right? So, pure devotee only wants to serve Krishna wherever it may be. There is a selfless service, right? And now we go to the last slok. It says, Krishna explains how you can actually achieve me. That's a very important slok, this 54 and 55. 55 is also called again the essence of Bhagavad Gita. I will talk about that later. Mat karma krin mat parmo. Madbhakta Sanghavarjitah
Madbhakta Sanghavarjitah
Nirvairah Sarvabhuteshu
Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu
Yasa Mameti Pandava
Yasamameti Pandava
Matkarma Kan Matparmo
Matkarmakal Matparmo
Madbhakta Sanghavarjitah
Madbhakta Sanghavarjitah
Nirvairah Sarvabhuteshu
Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu
Yasa Mameti Pandava.
Yasamameti Pandava
Yeah.
Matkarma Matparamo
Matkarma Krin Matparmo
Madbhakta Sanghavarjitah
Madbhakta Sanghavarjitah
Nirvairah Sarvabhuteshu
Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu
Yasamameti Pandava
Yasa Mameti Pandava. Now Krishna here explains 5 processes to be followed to achieve him. Right? First is Mat Karma Krin. Means Mat is to me. All your karma, All your karma, whatever work you are doing, that should be directed towards me. Do it for me. All your work, do it for me. Mat karma krit. One krit, it is basically mat karma krit if you do sandhi vichet. So all your karma, you do it for me. Mat parmo. Consider me to be the supreme. Parmo is, and your desire should be to get the supreme, to achieve my Golok Vrindavan, to be with me. Mad Bhakta, be my devotee. Only do bhakti to me. Sangha Varjita. Sangha Varjita means those Varjit is to disconnect, to not to be a part of it, or to associate with it. To that Sangha which is like towards material desires or towards something else, that it's only those who are towards Krishna have that sang. Otherwise, all the other association you varjit, you remove that. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu. Nirvair, very is enemy, who is not the enemy of sarvabhuteshu, of all the living entities. Yasa mameti Pandava. He will certainly come to me, O Pandava. O Pandava, O Arjun, he will certainly come to me. So these are the 5 process that needs to be followed to get to Krishna. So this is called the visa process to enter Golok Dham, right? So what it is? Now let us go into the detail. Let's read the translation first. My dear Arjun,
My dear Arjuna,
he who engages
he who engages
in my pure devotional service,
in my pure devotional service,
free from the contamination of fruitive activities
free from the contamination of fruitive activities
and mental speculation,
and mental speculation,
he who works for me,
he who works for me,
who makes me the supreme goal of his life,
who makes me the supreme goal of his life,
and who is friendly to every living being,
and who is friendly to every living being,
he certainly comes to me.
he certainly comes to me.
Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada has also called this as an essence of Bhagavad Gita. All right. So now mat karma krit means whatever activity you do, do it for me. So the question will come, how is it possible? We all are human beings in this world. We have to go to office. We have to work. How can I do all the activity for Krishna? The thing is, anything that you do, you can actually do it for Krishna. For example, you go to office. Definitely you go to office. But whatever activity you are doing, offer that to Krishna. Whatever salary you get, bring it to Krishna and say, offer that to Krishna, saying, Krishna, today I have got this as my salary. And in this salary, I have to, please give me so much money for doing this activity. For this, my house rent, give me this activity. For all my groceries, I need this activity. For all my, for education, I need this activity. And after all, for purchasing, this festival is coming, give me this activity. And after this much is remaining, keep it with you. So what you have done? You have worked, you have to work because you have a family, you have a responsibility to do it. You have to take care of your responsibility. But everything you have Krishnaize. Talk to Krishna every day. Stand in front of Krishna. Tell Krishna. If you have a problem, tell Krishna because Krishna knows everything.
Yes.
Krishna knows everything. Bring that connection to Krishna. Right? Talk to Krishna. Tell Krishna that this is what is happening. This is what I have done. This is any report that you give to your boss, you give to anyone. If you want to really report your things activity, do it to Krishna. Because he is the one who is waiting to listen from you.
And waiting to
Do work for Krishna. If you can, have pots in your home, grow some flowers, give that to Krishna. Make prasadam, whatever food you are eating, don't eat directly. Cook it, offer it to Krishna. It becomes prasad. You eat it. Everything that we do, it can be just become, you can just, Krishna should be the center of your life. That is what he says. All your work should be Krishna focused. Right? Then mat parmo. Mat parmo is that I consider him as the supreme and pray him to the supreme and wish to be with him as a supreme, right? So as Krishna has told in the 9th chapter, we have talked about this shlok which says yanti devrata devan pitran yanti pitrata bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhya jino api mam. Krishna has told in the 9th chapter 25th shlok, he says those who worship the devatas, they go to the planets of Devata. Those who worship the ancestors, they go to the Pitrin planets where ancestors live. Those who worship ghosts, bhoot pishach, they go to the ghost. And those who worship me, they come to me. So worship him. Now be my bhakta. When we have talked about this slok multiple times, we have said how to do bhakti, and the process which has been defined in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 process to follow for doing the bhakti, and that we should always in mind, we have to think about it. And the first thing is hearing, because when you hear, then you build the relationship, you understand. If you have not heard, how will you know? Isn't it? Rukmani, by hearing about Krishna, wanted to marry Krishna, although she had never seen Krishna. So hearing is the first step. Shravanam, Kirtanam. When you hear, do chanting. Kirtanam is chanting Krishna's name. The more you chant, the more close the bondage. Krishna has already told, Mamai Vansho Jeeva Loke Jeev Puta Sanatana. We all are nothing but a part and parcel of Krishna, who wanted to be away from Krishna to enjoy in this material world. And this material world is nothing but like a jail. It's a big jail, right? And he's waiting. He's like a father waiting for us to return to him. And how can we do that? We have to chant the holy name. The more we chant, and chanting, you can do anything. It's not necessary you to sit in front of Krishna and chant. No. While cooking, you can chant. While walking, you can chant. While sitting in bus, you can chant. While driving, you can chant. There's no place. Even when you're taking bath, you can chant. There's no limit. There's no limitation where that you can't chant here every time, because we don't know when we're going to die. Yeah. So your lips, your tongue should never stop chanting. It should always be chanting, right? Then Vishnu Sparanam, that is remembering Vishnu. Then Pada Sevanam, worshipping. Yeah, lotus feet of Krishna. Archanam, we do the Archana, we do the Vandana, singing prayers. Dasyam, serving him. Sakhyam, be a friend to him. Atmanivedanam is surrendering to him. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service. You can follow any of them and succeed. Right? So that is be bhakta. That's what Krishna says. Sangha varjita. Sangha means, again we talked about that, get free from the association of people who are thinking more of running after money. When they are running after money, they'll always keep on running after money. Now, if your husband is like that, your kids, you can't stop. You can't say, I'll not stop. I can't live with you. But then you be different. Right? You have to say, okay, he's like this. Fine. Fine. Let him violate this. But I know that it doesn't matter, because always remember, the more you give, the more you are donating actually. They all actually, it is written in Bhagavatam. It says the more you are giving, in charity and all, actually you will get 100 times more in return. But don't do any charity with any expectation. Yeah. So those who are running after material pleasure, those who are running, just ignore them, just be with them, but be in your own space. Create your own space in the house so that you can be focused and achieve your purity, right? Nirvaira sarvbhuteshu. And for all the, don't be enigmatical to anyone. Supportive, be kind, be humble, be helping each other. If you do that, then what will happen? You will definitely reach the Krishna. Now, this is the shlok which Srila Prabhupada has told is one of the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So I wanted to, just talk about essence of Bhagavad Gita. This was the last shlok of this chapter. So if you talk to anyone about Bhagavad Gita, and if you talk about what is the summary or essence of Bhagavad Gita, you may hear that in the 18th chapter, which is the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has summarized Bhagavad Gita by one shlok, saying that Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami masuchi. Krishna has said in the 18th chapter that Sarva dharma, in the 66 shloks, 78 shloks are there in the last chapter. He says, Sarva dharma parityajya, leave everything. Sarva dharma is not only religion, dharma is your duty. Sarva dharma parityajya, leave everything. Mam ekam sharanam raja. Come to me only come to my sharan. Aham tvam, I will unto you. Sarva papebhyo, whatever sins you have performed. Sarva papebhyo mokshishyami, I will liberate you from that. Mashrucha, don't fear. Yeah. So this is something like a direction which Krishna has given as a summary in that chapter. Now, someone may worry, someone may think, what does it mean? How can I just leave everything and come to Krishna's? What does it mean? So when I talked about ninth chapter, the last stroke of ninth chapter, I talked about the four process that Krishna has explained. Krishna had told, Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame veshe yukte tvam atmana mat parayanam. So Krishna had told that there are four things you can do to come to me. Yeah, manmana. Manmana is think about me always. Then if you can't do that, think of me always. I gave example of gopis who are always there. They are just doing everything for Krishna. We can't do that. Then what he says, bhav mad bhakto, be my devotee. Be my devotee means hearing, chanting, Vishnu, remembering Vishnu. Do all the start doing all this process, whatever you can out of that. Not that you have to do all, whatever you can do. Surrender to Krishna, whatever you can do, try to do that. That is be my bhakto. So if you cannot think about me always, at least start doing be my bhakto. Go into that direction. If you can't even do that, then Madhyaji. Madhyaji means worship me, offer prayers to me, offer archana to me, decorate me, right? If you can't even do that, then namaskru, mam namaskru, then you do namaskar to me. That is the fourth thing he'd explained there, how you can come to him. He says, come to me. Leave everything, come to me. How you can come to me? He again gave this process in the 9th chapter. Now, in the 11th chapter, he has explained the manmana part. What does this manmana means? Manmana is constantly think of me, right? So in the 11th chapter, the stroke which we read just now, he is told, Mat karma krin, mat parmo, mad bhakta, sangha varjita, nirvaira sarvabhuta. He talked about the 5 processes. Manmana means how can you always think of Krishna? Only when whatever work you are doing, everything associated with Krishna. Mat karma krit. Mat parmo. Consider knowing him that he is the supreme, just put your desire to come to him. Knowing him he is a transcendental, come to him. Mad bhakta, do my bhakti. Sangha varjita, don't have the association of people who are very much material minded or are in the other directions. Nirvare, don't be analytical to anyone. Just be loving, caring for everyone. If you are doing that, then you will always come to me. So he is now, all these 3 can be told as essence in one way. But so when you talk about essence, these are the various steps you can, and it's like detailing it out how you can, right? Now, so this finishes the chapter 11 now, and now we'll start the glories of chapter 11 as per Pad Puran. In Pad Puran, there's a story which talks about the glories of chapter 11. So this story is called Sunanda and the Rakshasa. This is a story. So all the glories are spoken by Shankar. He is the Mahadev. Mahadev is speaking to Parvati in Pad Puran. He is always narrating the story to Parvati about the glories. So what he explains about the glories of this chapter 11, he says, in the city called Meghankar, there lived a pure Brahmin who was a brahmachari. He didn't have any ego. He was expert in all the Veda Shastra, and he had surrendered to Lord Vasudev. Every day he used to chant the chapter 11, and he used to pay obeisances to the universal form. That is what he used to do every day. One day what happened? He decided to go on a Tirth Yatra along with his friends to the bank of Godavari river. He went around to some of the Tirth places, and then he reached a village where he wanted to rest. It was already night and they wanted to rest. Now they went to each and every house requesting for a place, but all the villagers refused. And finally, when they reached the head of the villagers, who's called Mukhia's place, he said, okay, I can't put you in my house, but there is a dharamshala in front of this village. Why don't you all go and stay there? So he, along with all his friends, went and stayed in the dharamshala. Now what happened? When he got up in the morning, he saw that he was thrown out of dharamshala and all his friends were missing. So he was very surprised. He started searching for his friends. There was no one. And then he met the Mukhya. Mukhya said, okay, the Mukhya was extremely, he started praying to this Brahmin and saying, "You are really great. You are so pure. You are so devotee. Who are you? What have you done? I really want to serve you. Why don't you stay in this village for some days?" Now, this Brahmin Sunand, he was thinking, okay, fine. He was worried about his friends. He says, fine. And because this Mukhya really started pleading him to stay back in the village, he decided to stay in the village for a few days. Yeah, and he continued with his prayers and wondering about his friends. And then it was just 7-8 days had passed, and this Mukhya came running to Sunand and was crying. And he says, "Oh, that demon, that Rakshas ate my son." And now Sunanda is very surprised. Who is this demon? Yes, who, which Rakshas, which demon? What happened? He says, "Oh, he has eaten my son. He has eaten my son." Says, "Okay, come, tell me what happened." He says, "You know what happened? We actually, in this village, there is a Rakshas. There's a Rakshas is demon. So there's a Rakshas in this village, and he used to come and eat people randomly. So we all had agreed with the Rakshas that he should save all of us, but we together will ensure that he gets his food." So we had built this dharamshala, and whichever yatri used to come from outside, we used to make them sleep there, and he used to become the food of the demon, of the Rakshas. So, and this is how all your friends were eaten away. But you were thrown out. So we all were very surprised. So you are so pure, so good that you were actually got saved. Yesterday, when again a yatri came and I had asked him to sleep there, but what happened? It was he came. He was actually a very best friend of my son. So my son went, hearing that he has gone to Dharamshala. He went to bring the friend, and the Rakshas also ate him. And when I went to the Rakshas asking him, "Why did he eat my son?" He said, I don't know. I never knew that he is your son. So he also asked that, "How can I get my son back?" He said, "Only when someone who has been chanting that 11th chapter every day, if he can chant the chapter 7 times and put that water on my head, I can actually get liberated from this sharp that I am in, and also all the jeev atma I have eaten, they'll also get their body, they'll again become alive." So he said, and the Brahmin I had thrown out that day from the Dharamshala is the one who actually reads the chapter 11. So you go and find out where he is and bring him to me. If he can do that, I can get liberated. So then that's why I've come running to you. Please help me. I want my son back. And so the Brahmin got pitied on him. I said, "Okay, fine." And then he chanted the 11th chapter again 7 times, and he threw the water on the Rakshas, and the Rakshas got liberated. Along with that, he saw all other Jivatma coming out from his body and also getting liberated, and getting the 400 forms, and getting them to the Golok Vaikuntha Dham. Yeah. So this is the power of reading the chapter 11. Yeah. So with this, I will close today's session. Let us chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.